Hugh Donnelly and Steve Smith. Well, before the Prime Minister winged his way to Somerset, he waded into the debate over Scottish independence with a speech we previewed last night, delivered from the site of the London Olympics. It was designed to evoke the spirit of the Games and rouse the so far apparently unconcerned population of the rest of the United Kingdom. A cri de coeur for all of them to tell Scotland, "We want you to stay." The Scottish leader Alex Salmond retorted that instead of delivering the sermon from Mount Olympus, he should come to Scotland and debate with him and, I quote here, "stop being such a big fearty." Well, the Tory MP Rory Stewart, who's half Scottish and a staunch unionist, is no fearty. He went to Scotland in the company of Alan Little to try to love bomb the Scots.
What did you think of the Prime Minister's speech?
I thought it was really moving. I think it's one of the best speeches he's made.
Why do you think he made it?
I think he made it because, or I guess he made it because he feels, like I do, that one of the problems in this whole debate is being that the English, the Welsh and the Irish have not so far really expressed their love and commitment to Scotland.
Rory Stewart is a brave man. He served in Bosnia, walked across Afghanistan and governed provinces in Iraq. Tonight I persuaded him to come to a Glasgow pub where many of the drinkers were likely to be yes voters or inclining that way. Full disclosure, this is not a representative sample of the Scottish population. Could he persuade this sceptical crowd of the virtues of a British patriotism?
It is important, isn't it, to give English, Welsh and Irish people a chance to say they love Scotland, respect Scotland, are committed to Scotland, because otherwise what is the United Kingdom if not about commitment, respect?
I think, quite honestly, it means basically nothing, unfortunately for you, sorry, but I don't think it's got no moment in terms of how people are going to vote in terms of this referendum.
I hope that in my lifetime I will see an independent Scotland, and frankly I think Cameron today has done the Yes campaign a lot of good because his remarks were facile and glib, and the reaction on Twitter today is unbelievable. People from England, Wales tweeting to say, run as fast as you can.
By the way, I'm still sitting in the fence because I'm actually worried about my own finances naturally. But nevertheless, I can understand.
But I think you might be changing his mind for him.
Do you think there's a sense of Britishness now that is more than a sense of English, Welsh, Irish or Scottishness, or do you think that's gone? Do you think that's something that's been fading?
Has it gone? It's not necessarily gone, but I think there's a sense of self-government in Scotland now because in a lot of different ways Scottish Parliament's done better than Westminster appears to be doing.
What do you think about this, the question of whether there are ways of finding a more positive way of expressing a British identity while having a proud Scotland and also being British and in the way that was discussed? Is that possible anymore, or is that fading?
I think it's a tough job, really, and for me, whether I've no doubt unionists will want to find as many positive things they can find. But in general terms, there is a real sense of Scottishness. There isn't a real great sense of being British.
The exchanges are polite, mutually respectful, but it's as though they're talking about two different countries. Easy to forget in here that the anti-independence Better Together campaign are still ahead in the polls. Then, finally, something to cheer Rory up. A no-voter.
Do you think we should be spending more time with each other, that the nations should be...
Well, I think we do. I think we do already. I don't think that relations are that bad, and I certainly don't think that Scotland would survive on its own without England.
Did you feel that you were part of their dialogue there?
No. I felt in that conversation that we were coming from very, very different directions, and that, I think it's a challenge in politics, but what I really felt above all is that it didn't feel to me primarily to be about nationalism in an old-fashioned sense. It felt to me as though this was really about party politics. These were people who, I'm a Conservative MP, and these are people who don't like Conservatives. And somehow that's becoming Scottish nationalism.
Rory Stewart in Glasgow. Well.